YouTube's a beast, I'll tell you that.
Mate, YouTube is a wild animal waiting to be tamed. And when you're on YouTube, I think it's very important to come on and to be looking sharp, dress as well as you can. And as you can see, Engin has taken that very literally, and so has Rob. Look at that, you see? Yeah.
Is it going to be like this?
I'll tell you what. No, that's it, mate. This is... First of all, let's introduce the show, ladies and gentlemen, mother fluffers, boys and girls, the King of Norway. Welcome to In the Presence of Greatness. The fat lads Neil pick up with you here in the mother fluffing house. A Merry Christmas, guys. It's Christmas Day. What about it? Depending on what time you're watching this show, hopefully you're full of Christmas turkey and feel like shit. If you're anything like me, it's a tradition to eat yourself sick on Christmas. Don't know why I do it. Anybody else do that, or is that just me?
I usually eat bad all December.
Like,
I eat bad all year.
I usually eat rarely more than twice a day. Do I do that?
Well, I'm gonna start this episode, this Christmas special, by just upsetting Michael Todd a little bit. Michael, dude, we've got a light. You're gonna like this as well. You got a light positions just over your shoulder, right? And it is blurring the hell out of your screen at the moment and cocking up the Monster Factory sponsorship, dude. What the is that about?
And that
it's blurring the hell out of it, dude. You need to.
I can spin. I'll spin. Y'all chat. I'll spin.
You need to. We'll chat. You spin, but make sure you keep that sponsorship in there because, as Travis Bagent knows only too well, it's all about promoting every goddamn thing you've got. And wait 1 minute. Because it just so happens that NatFit branch chain amino. Yeah. Christmas special. Look at that. NatFit UK.
Love you too, buddy. Thank you.
Stay Hill bringing you this bad boy. Let me tell you now.
Good sizing, girl. Good sizing.
Boom. Get on it.
Listen, on the fly, Neil. She just made it on the fly.
Look at that, look. The pig, he's got his Christmas hat on.
The pig doesn't fuck around.
So, guys, let's get straight into the action. We're here to talk a little bit about 2020 and talk about some of the more exciting stuff in there. But before we do, I had a rake of questions. I put this out to people, said, look, these are the guys I'm going to be getting on. But firstly, just apologies for Devon Larratt's absence. And just want to say a few words on that, actually. Devon, not in a good way at this point in time. Really struggling. I'm sure many of you know about that. But obviously, he got deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism. Not good at all. And, he's struggling a little bit, losing weight and feeling pretty unwell. So, arm wrestlers around the world, please send out your best wishes to Dev. And Devon, if you're watching the show, mate, really, it's a shame you couldn't be on here. We miss you being on here, mate, and I hope you get over it soon and get back to doing what you do.
Can I just catch up on that? Because I've been social media ghost. So Devon's in the hospital?
No, Devon's out of the hospital.
Just sick?
Yeah, he's not good, mate. He's feeling bad. He's trying to get himself back on some kind of level, but he's feeling weak and tired and pretty useless at the moment. He was going to come on the show, was up for it, and then said he couldn't do it. Feels ropey. So didn't want to come in. He lost a lot of weight. I think he's lost about 15, 20 pounds.
Oh, man.
Probably put it back on. I put 20 pounds on today.
He shipped it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I'm not a problem. Well, he needs a side tip. I can lend him one. That's not an issue. So, first question that came in, and it's directed at you, Rob Vigeant Jr., and it's directed at you, Engin Terzi. And it went down a little like this. At the end of the last Presence of Greatness, when Rob was semi-pissed, but not all the way 3 sheets to the wind in his own words.
Two sheets to the
wind at that time. You said that you were just warming up. You were getting ready to throw down some information about all the stuff that had gone on online and start real talk, I think you said. Well, yeah. You're going to get realer talk than when you got Travis and yourself on one friggate call. You're also not going to get much better insight on what I think you're going to talk about than when we've got Michael Todd on the call, because he's one of the dudes that actually pulled with Khaled. Now, what a lot of the people that wrote in said, we want to know what Rob was going to say when you cut him off. What was it, mate? What was the point you wanted to make?
Well, no, I thought it wasn't a point that I was going to make. I thought it was just a topic that we were going to dive into. That's like asking, that's a very vague question with a lot of heads to that, that you got facets. So what do I think about what? What do I think about Khaled as a person, his strength feats, arm wrestling? I mean, what is it?
Your comment was something along the lines of, at the end of the show, we haven't even
We were hoping you would fucking remember everything and that you were going to finish your thought.
Well, guess what?
We need to refresh. Neil, can you please refresh the whole conversation for Rob, and then he'll catch on eventually.
Right. Rob, I'm going to say this so nobody else can hear, just me and you listening.
Okay, end of the last show, right? You were pretty pissed. And you said, Neil, you boring mother. We were just getting warmed up. You've called time on the show, and I was just going to tell you what I felt about, and you started to go into it.
Yeah, I'm saying, but, I don't want to come over here and talk about, just spreading my feelings. You're going to jockey this along, and I'll give you my thoughts.
Well, I know it's Christmas Day, mate, and you dress like, Santa Claus, but you can be nasty Santa or good Santa. You've got to choose. Wait a minute, let's just set the tone. How are you today, Rob? Are you still
I'm great.
A bit pissed? Not that pissed?
It's Christmas Eve, brother. What do you think? I'm doing my laundry.
He's out
One
there.
sheet, two sheet, whatever you want. I'm going to do what you want.
Well,
I'll be able to
I want to know too, because I wasn't here at the last show too. Were you asking if he could beat Khalid? Is he disgusted that Khalid
what I was
is
trying
getting
to do
all
was,
this hype?
Well, we got talking. We did 2 hours of political stuff that turned into, why the WAF and why the wall and why people don't do things. And it ended up we all got caught in this whirlwind that to me was tiresome. So I want to talk about some shit that people want to talk about.
It cannot be worse than right now, the first 5 minutes of this show.
Stop.
I'm going to agree with that. I mean, really? You can't remember what we said. Listen, I'll refresh a little bit more so we can get back on track, all right?
Neil, let's say one thing.
You don't say a goddamn thing yet because you're just about to be thrown right under the bus, son. I'll tell you now. Because you are the guy that started this Engin, so sit back and relax, motherfucker.
No. I'm just saying that I don't think that
No, Engin, it all started because you put a post out on social media, on your page. And the post read a little like this. Okay, so Khaled's not as strong as I thought he was. Devon Larratt lied to me.
No. Let me say what I said. Khaled, I don't change my opinion because I saw his hand strength with my own eyes. And I saw it's world level. And then privately I asked Devon, is this guy also good inside? He said he is strong everywhere. So I believe in what he said. And I know the Kyle guy is strong and beat him. I saw even the matches that, let me finish. If matches that Khaled won were pinned already. So it is obvious that anyone who understands from arm wrestling that, Khaled's arm, pronator, this strong, but not as strong as his hand strength. This is what I said. I didn't say that Khaled is not strong. Khaled is strong, but the hand, world level, arm pronator, not that level, not the same level. Maybe 1 or 2 level below.
The funny thing here is though, right? I do get kind of weirded out by the way this has gone so emotional worldwide kind of freaks me out. Because let's say Khaled was extremely strong in his arm. Yeah. He's still not really an arm wrestler yet. You know what I mean? So even if he was astronomically strong, positionally he's still raw as hell. So he's going to be easily exposed by a guy who's been pulling longer.
But you know what I mean? Can we talk something else than Khaled? Because just okay, we talk
anything. Any fucking thing else.
Listen, this is the question. This is the question that I got asked.
And this said, Rob, you were right about talking about Khaled. Rob never said anything about Khaled. Rob wanted to talk about arm wrestling, and then you are just putting Khaled.
Well, sweet child of mine, you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole, Engin Terzi. Don't go there, motherfucker. You put that goddamn post out.
Ask Rob if he was going to talk about Khaled or not. I don't think that he was
That's exactly what I did. I came on the show straight away. I'm like, Rob, what were you going to say? And Rob's like, leathered, and doesn't have a fucking clue what he said. Rob's like in that situation.
No, what I wanted to say, at the end of the show, I just wanted to get into some hot button topics. I use him as an example. That's it. I use him as an example because I'm not on social media, but when I got on YouTube, I saw like 2,000 videos about Khaled on it. So I'm like, I'm on a hot button topic. I don't know. I stay away from social media because of all the bullshit it breeds. But I said, let's talk about something other than, the accounting of WAL and some other boring shit.
Right.
Okay, Rob chooses
let me just make a point on what that boring shit was, Travis, okay? That boring shit was that I made a comment on the show that a lot of the top dudes in the world pull for money.
Well, that wasn't too boring, but that's true.
Yeah.
Now, I took some thunder on that. I took some.
How about a deeper comment and say that the top arm wrestlers in the world will let anybody have any position that they fucking want. And if you let that fucking guy triple cap your fucking thumb, pronate just a little bit, and you softly try to get out, it's not going to fare well. If you're just a regular arm wrestler, you don't give him anything, which is what the guy did. The guy just hogged on him, turned him in. So 98% of all the bullshit when you're playing around, none of that matters. It's the 2% of the lights came on, there's some certain prize, there's a fucking date, and then some other shit can happen, hopefully. Because most of the time, it's
I actually think I actually think it's deeper than just the physical when you get to that situation as well. I think, and this is to answer again the raft of questions, and I'm not going to name you all, guys. I'm just going to answer this generally because I took like 20 questions. Actually, a lot of them defending Engin's point that arm wrestlers wouldn't improve if they were pulling for money or they're pulling for a medal at the World Championships. And they said, Neil, you should know about that because you won the World Championships and you weren't getting paid, but you showed up in your best shape. But let me just clarify that, okay? What I'm talking about is, let's just say hypothetically, Travis's stuff that he was talking about recently where you had or super match, doesn't matter whether it's tournament or super match, but someone says, right, I've got £1 million, $1 million. And you can win this $1 million if you show up here. What my point is that the guys that show up that day, that weekend, that evening, whatever it is, will show up more ready than they are ever. Because a new crop of guys will come who are, I don't know what the best way to sort of define this is, but let's just say there are people who are in a certain environment, in a certain cauldron of pressure, they can arm wrestle to their best abilities. And then there's a different set of guys who arm wrestle better in a different set of criteria. So let's say the first lot of guys is the garage specialist, the guy that can pull in practice and he is strong as balls. And he's really good in regional tournaments in his area. But you go to the Nationals or Worlds, WF Worlds, for some reason, that guy never delivers. I'm talking about a set of people that when you put the $1 million prize down, something in their head joins up to their arm and they become a different mother fluffer. Entirely. They're just
when you're talking about people can take care of their lives and their families and retire, something like that. So people are going to take higher risk and go higher roads and do things that they would never normally consider. You're going to get people that are going to be evolved from the crop of people you have now.
Now, just to support the point that Rob's saying there and that I made, to be absolutely clear on it, all I'm saying, guys, I'm not saying that people do not arm wrestle as hard as they can at the WAF World Championships or anything else. But I honestly believe that if you look at a lot of the men who have come out of the WAF World Championships after being a world champion, and then they show up at the Zloty Tour, stroke top 8, stroke WAL, big prize money gig, they're a different dude to the guy that won the WAF Worlds. Honestly. They just are. That's the reality of it.
Did you know that many of those guys make more money when they win WAF by their governments than making $600 from Zloty?
Actually, I did know that, yes. But I think if you pick anyone you want, right? If you pick anyone, pick Prudnik, pick Ongabayev, pick anybody you want. Look at the dude who used to pull at National and Worlds, and then look at the guy that pulled in top 8. Different man. It's a different man.
Zloty and top 8, two different things. You're talking about $700 to $50,000. I mean,
I am. And that's what you're saying. That is the point I'm making. The man will change. It's not that he doesn't have the desire to win. It's that the dude that shows up is a better version of him.
I believe that. I've pumped my chest about being a clean athlete my whole career. You put $1 million on the table, I'll get gassed as fuck and show up at 250 in house.
Well, it comes down to as simple as this. At this time, a lot of those events are not tested. And if they're not tested,
people won't take it to the next level. Anyone that can risk versus reward. Going to a Worlds, listen, I love this sport as much as anybody. Going to Worlds and winning a medal, it's cool. I mean, it's something cool. But then you got to go home and still do your day job. You're talking about setting your life up. That's a whole different set of rewards. Going and training hard, you're not going to train as hard for a medal as you would for the biggest tournament in history and $1 million. You're not going to take those same steps. If you are, you need to get your fucking head examined.
How much? Let's go to Travis on this, because you've spoken a lot about. I'm going to go to Travis and Michael individually on this, because I think in very different ways, both men are really, really clear examples of this. Okay, maybe even more so Michael, but we'll talk about that in a second. Firstly, how much of arm wrestling for you, Travis, on the day when it's the big money show, it's the big show, is mental? And why I say that is because for me, a lot of my career, I've had to do multiple jobs on the same day. I'm often running the tournament, emceeing the tournament, organising brackets, all sorts of stuff, and arm wrestling. If you can just take yourself outside of that and just focus on arm wrestling, again, I think you're better. And I think that for me personally, 20 to 30% of my game was in my head. If I show up and I'm on song, a lot better than the guy when you're distracted and you're doing other things and you're not in your groove. And I think you're a good example of that. I think Michael's a very good example of that. Rob, to some extent. Engin, I don't think you ever really show up at any tournament where you're not ready to kill a man. To be honest, I've never seen you like anything other than that. First, let's go to Travis, and then we'll go from there with Mike.
So, I mean, every one of these fucking questions or comments, I could go either way, right? I could tell you that, I mean, I don't know. If I could play devil's advocate for every fucking question. So, I really don't know. I think it's like hour to hour. Like, if a guy tells me that he didn't show up the best he could be at the World Championships, I think he's lying. However, I know that I showed up in Ottawa before, and I was the strongest that I could be, so I could win that. But I wasn't, for me, it was about beating the guy more than winning the World Championships that particular day. So I have went as hard as I possibly could for a medal, and I have went as hard as I possibly could for cash. $1 million is a whole nother fucking thing, dude. I would honestly look like a bodybuilder if there was $1 million out there. And I would kill Rob if he was 250 pounds and it was for $1 million. Oh my God.
No, because you're already.
I would do more. No.
You're already 98% peak. I'm 10%.
No. I'm rubbing skull right now. If I fucking $1 million, I would do it. I would let all of it.
Well, you got the the slick tires, the port and polish. You already got the high-tech gasoline. I'm just a stock Hyundai.
I'm just telling you, I know it may appear to you that I am a science experiment. The truth is that you're one fucking Vegas vacation away to being almost exactly like me. Just just 2 weekends on a regular script and you'd be catching up to me. I'm not a beast because the money is not, I ain't never seen $1 million. That's a whole nother number. Let's say just $50,000. That's a more realistic thing. I don't know. That's a tough decision to make on how hard you go and sell yourself, But I think from Engin's perspective, they go hard for that world championship because of the rewards that it reaps. And I think that we would think the world championship's differently obvious if we had the same benefit. I mean, let's think about Michael Todd right now.
Question we got.
Think about if the United States government had a housing facility for the American champion. Motherfucking Michael Todd would have been living there for the last 40 years. Fucking killing it, right? I mean, can you imagine, Michael, if it was everything free?
Oh, yeah.
In 1998, arm wrestling became an official sport in Turkey. I started in 1991. Until 1998 were, trust me, the hardest trainings I did. There was no money. I was buying my own plane ticket, everything. I went to Sweden. I won the wars. I didn't have money to stay in hotel. I slept outside on the bench. It's Sweden. It is fall. It was. So I'm just saying that, it doesn't start with money. It doesn't start later after you come to a level. Then you are okay, why would I, John was telling me, I did this, I did that, I need a reason to continue. So he meant that, he needed a good money so that he would be motivated. But this is not the beginning understanding. After a point that you become one of the best, and then you look, I want that, okay, why would I pull anymore? Then money talks, as you say. But I will ask you something. Do you think that Dave Patton wasn't training hard?
Man.
What I'm going to say is this.
Madman, his whole life.
I will ask you this. Was government paying him? No.
Listen.
Understand, right? You understand my point?
Of course.
I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything you said. But Travis is late to this because he didn't see the other show. But based on the comments that fed back, the point I was making was as simple as this. You are the exception to the rule in some instances, Engin, because you may not be. You said, look, I worked in a florist and I was weak. Now, I believe 100% of that. If you tell me that was the case, I believe that. But you may have not been a physical weirdo. But motherfucker, if you don't think you're a weirdo, you need to give your fucking head a wobble. Because I have never seen a man. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen anybody who loves arm wrestling more, is more obsessed by arm wrestling than you. You are
examples.
Arm wrestling is your DNA, dude. So let me give you an example. Let me finish the point here, right? John Brzezinski, do you think that John Brzezinski worked as hard and threw in the time and the energy and the endeavour into the sport of arm wrestling that you did? Because I don't, mate. I think John Brzezinski is better genetically than you.
Yeah,
and I think he came into the sport. Yeah, but that's the point I'm making. It's not to do you down or to do him down. It's to say that the person that comes into the sport who is that much more genetically gifted, you come into this race at the third rung of the ladder. That dude comes in rung set. No, I'm like you. Yeah. I'm a fat obsessed guy. Okay. I was never I had certain things which were genetically gifted, but not as an all-round package. No. What I'm saying is there are guys out there like John. To be perfectly honest, I think Rob's one of them. I honestly believe Rob is a weirdo. And I think Khaled is a weirdo. The point I was making is that Khaled's limitations are down to whether he gives a shit about arm wrestling. If Khaled gives a shit about arm wrestling, if Khaled had your determination, and he would come into the sport.
Why are we talking about ifs? This is the most confusing conversation I've ever been in my life. All I know is we were talking about money and medals, and now we're back to college. This is confusing stuff right here. I just need to eat more of my primal beef.
Michael,
what I'm talking about is for me, because my neck's getting sore just looking at this damn camera.
Right, Michael. The question for you is as simple as this, mate. You all your life said that you are 100% wanting to win because you're disgusted by losing, and you didn't have any real physical talent for the sport.
Absolutely.
And do you really believe that?
100%. My stepson, who's 5'7", says I'm genetically gifted because I'm 6'3". I don't think I have any genetic gifts for arm wrestling. I just had a disgust for losing. Will I try the same for a medal or for money? I have so many times in my career. But I'm where Travis is at. You know, we've all done it. We've accomplished a lot. Everybody on this show has done a lot. Right?
Well, Rob hasn't done as much as us. Rob hasn't done that much yet. He's still waiting. We're still waiting on this motherfucker to do something. Neil's career's shaky too. Neil's career's shaky to me too. Just saying. I mean,
how many world titles?
There are levels. There are levels to this shit. I'm just saying.
It's Christmas. We're supposed to be nice to everybody.
Okay. I just don't. I don't want to get clustered in with all you guys like we're all the same.
Where I currently sit in my arm wrestling career. If this may answer the question, it may not. I have one goal, and that's to become the overall number one in the world. So if beating Levon makes that happen, that's the only thing I have in mind. That's all I care about. If I accomplish that goal, I am cool doing celebrity matches for the rest of my life and getting paid a ridiculous amount of money.
Michael,
I don't even give a shit anymore.
Michael,
I just got to make paid, damn it. You know what I'm saying?
Michael, I want to ask you, Michael, I want to ask you a question. They say if you beat Levon, you're going to be recognized as the best arm wrestler on the earth. But you're going to do this for free. Would you do it?
Yes. And I don't want to. I don't want to.
There are still idealistic
paid an astronomical amount of money for it. But I would do it.
I knew that. Because
I bet you Rebecca films it. I bet you Rebecca films it.
Mate, there is no way.
I bet you there's a super chat going on in that motherfucker somewhere.
The pig just whispered in my ear and said, bullshit.
Yeah. That motherfucker's like,
okay, so Rebecca just said she would break my arm before she let me arm wrestling for free. So apparently I can't do it for free. The wife said no.
Yeah, but even the word free is that he would do it reasonably. I will kill Levon. I will kill Levon.
Discount.
Oh, we lost Travis. We got him back in.
Back? I should be back. Where am I at?
You're back. You were back. Now
you're in now. You're in now.
Where the hell are you going?
Yeah, these motherfuckers keep calling. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Listen, let's be honest here. Reality check for a
I will kill Levon, but I will not do it for free. I want a whole lot of money.
So what's the best route now? Listen, Engin, if he does that match when he goes to Dubai, he's possibly got more control over it than in any other scenario. Ever. Because if it's on his channel, the amount of, can you imagine the amount of eyeballs on that?
I think Igor controls that shit, right? Doesn't Igor control that match? Or not? I mean, come on, let's be honest.
We talked yesterday and you said there's some Georgians that said Levon's with them.
All I told you is that when I was in Moldova, they did, your boy, who's the guy, the big Russian, Tsar. He was talking with the Moldovan guy and he said that Levon is Georgian. He is not with Igor. He's with us. Now, that was before Levon won the $50,000 and now is the top 8 king of the world.
There's going to be negotiations that have to happen. All I care about, I don't care
Engin,
about.
do you think Zaur can get him or no?
Who is Zaur? I don't know him.
You don't know him. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you knew that. Isn't that the giant, the Georgian giant?
What do you mean,
Zaur?
The 90s?
No. Zaur is the one from 90s, early 90s. You're mistaken.
Okay, so who is the?
Yeah. You're talking about the tall guy.
Okay, so the tall guy is in Moldova.
Yeah. The Georgian
in Moldova with his assistants and telling me and my guys that he can bring a Georgian team consisting of their guys, and they could take on. He wanted to do it against the world.
It was before top 8. It was before top 8.
Yes, it was right when we were in Moldova in December 2 years ago. So, and then I mentioned right away, I'm like, hey, I don't think we can get Levon and those guys unless we get Igor involved. And the guy said, listen, Levon is Georgian. You don't have to worry. We got Levon. And I don't know if he really meant that, but he sounded like.
At that time, yes, but now he has contract with Igor as far as
Right, of course.
I tell you
I
that
have a contract as well, but I will meet in a private room for an astronomical amount of money to find out who the number one guy is, and no one has to say shit.
What about
astronomical amount of money?
Will Steve Kaplan allow that though?
I like that.
I'm not asking.
How come you couldn't meet for free with a case of beers and someone gives you a medal? Come on, man, for the love of the sport. Why don't you let us see it?
And I see what he's doing. He's being the normal troll on social media that wants everybody to give their shit for free. Rebecca says, we're not going to ask you to go to work for the next 6 months for free. You shouldn't ask me to pull Devin best of 5 for 3. You shouldn't ask me to pull 11. Same thing.
No, what I'm saying is you made the point that you said that you have arm wrestled for free and you come just as hard.
I can't do shit for free. All right, she's the boss.
Well, God damn it, if we haven't gone roundabout, I hope your neck ache is okay, motherfucker, because you've just made my point for me. The point I was making was, when people have said on there, okay, for arm wrestling to grow, the World Arm Wrestling League and the PAL have got to die, that is garbage. It's just bullshit. That's like saying for MMA to grow, the UFC's got to die.
They're already dead. They only employ 13 people. Who the fuck cares?
This is, Travis, you've just jumped in at where I was. I said I couldn't understand why people are saying that they're blocked. Because they're not blocked. There's only like 20 guys on the goddamn roster. And 20 in the PAL. So what about everybody else? Why are you blocked? You're not blocked.
Not at all.
Crazy. The WAL is beneficial for the sport. The PAL is beneficial for the sport. In so many friggin' ways. And everybody else, I agree.
Hey, listen. The WAL and the PAL have together taken enough contracted athletes that Dan Mosier is the best arm wrestler in the motherfucking world right now. Because the motherfucker's arm wrestling. He's banging Corey West, number 2. These motherfuckers are good. They're rolling around. They're winning all the tournaments. And all the stud guys stand in the corner and say, oh, I can't do that. I'm under contract. I was talking to Neil. I'm going to pull the Angry Bird in 7 years from now. We got the date. So I can't do it. And I'm like, what is fucking happening? What is happening in our world? I have not seen any of these guys arm wrestle. I'm arm wrestling every weekend. Every fucking weekend, yet motherfucker online saying, where's Travis? Where's Travis? Motherfucker, he's in Houston last week. He's in Idaho the week after that. The motherfucker's there. Where are everyone else?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Travis. A lot of the guys that are in the PAL roster, in the World Arm Wrestling League roster, they've made a name for themselves, and they are riding the coattails and making that. They can arm wrestle and they get paid for it. A lot of the guys that are claiming that they should be on there.
Some of the guys are terrible. Some of them are terrible, and they don't even arm wrestle.
You'll have to tell me which ones are terrible. No comment. No comment.
Most of them, you get on the plane with you when they come over.
Well, you know, most of them don't. We ain't even got the boat angle.
Tom Holland and those guys, man. What the fuck?
Tom Holland is a friggin'.
I can't wait to see him in the Angry Bird. I mean, really. Fucking, yeah, it's like.
Tom Holland?
Yeah, I don't.
Would seal your face, dude.
Whew.
Shit.
That's awesome.
Engin.
Tom Holland's not allowed to participate because he's under contract.
I want to ask a question to Michael. Michael, do you think Daniel Mosier could beat Corey West if Corey was fresh?
I do not think so.
No.
Me either.
But Corey has never beaten Dan. You know, they've arm wrestled twice.
Wow.
And he beat him about a year and a half ago in a super heavyweight division in Texas. And then Dan won the 98s and 42s at my tournament. Corey won the supers, beating Aiello and Woody and everybody. And then we immediately went to the overalls, and Dan flashed him. Man, people sent me a bunch of videos of Dan's elbow being real high on the go or whatever.
But
Dan is a very good arm wrestler, but no,
it's really, really dangerous.
Corey had a long match, right? Tough match, hook match before.
With a yellow, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Aiello, and then a tough one with Don Underwood.
Don Underwood and Mike Aiello are terrible. That's all you need to know right there about the whole fucking situation.
Terrible. How they give trouble to Corey?
They're all. Listen, Corey's terrible. Mike Aiello's terrible, and so the only reason that shows you what is going on in the United States, there is nobody arm wrestling. That's why these are the best guys. I love Corey. I'm just saying. Nobody's arm wrestling. No one. No. Everyone's under contract.
No, they're not, though. Everyone's under contract, but they're not.
Exactly.
You're talking about all the elite guys.
Not all of them are. Not everybody is.
WAL or PAL. Or Travis is a free agent. But Travis isn't training right now. I understand what he's saying. I mean, the world of arm wrestling right now is in a weird state. Also, because of 2020 COVID, we hadn't had shit except for a bunch of tournaments that other people would put on where the major leagues have not been able to
If COVID wasn't around, it'd be more of an example of what in the fuck is going on. Because there is no active competition. It is all YouTube. All it is YouTube camera. That is fucking it.
Listen.
It is not, do not train. Learn how to fucking do content, and you are the man.
Listen, before COVID, right, the end of last year, Rob was going to do the Cock of the Walk tournament, okay? Now, we had a load of middleweights on this show, and a lot of those middleweights had sent me personal messages. All good guys and all good arm wrestlers. Top blokes, good arm wrestlers. But a lot of those guys had sent me messages saying that I can't believe that I'm being overlooked. I am definitely the best middleweight in the country. I just haven't got a shot yet, right? And I would say something along the lines of, okay, I haven't seen you. To be honest, I overlook it because you haven't been active. I haven't seen, what have you won? What have you been doing recently? I ain't pulled for like 18 months. Why, motherfucker? Why have you not pulled for 18 months? This is the point I'm making. Because a moment ago you said about Tom Holland. Well, Tom Holland can't pull, he's under contract. Tom Holland is as active as hell against savages. He's been out pulling guys like Mindaugas Teresatus. Engin, is Mindaugas a good arm wrestler?
His right is very good.
How's his left? Okay. Is he a good arm wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
Now then, Tom Holland has also been in about 4 other super matches and wants to pull against Kyle Hutchins. He is active as hell. Frode Hogeland, active as hell. But a lot of the guys are not active as hell. They are sat back, as Travis says. They're not active and they're not out there doing things. You get others that are. Jordan Sill's a good example. Just gone out, got his name out there. Cracked some people. A couple of weeks ago, everybody was talking about Jordan Sill. Nothing else.
Is he contracted?
Yeah, he's on the roster. He's on the roster. But he was there. Fair enough, he was bigger. But everybody was talking about Jordan. So that shows you what can be achieved. He showed up at a tournament, kicked some ass. Everybody's talking about it.
Right, but you got to know that
why some people aren't active and other people are pulling super matches and stuff for free. I mean, I'm confused. If you're talking about why am I not arm wrestling more frequently, it's because no one has a big enough, checkbook. I mean, I'm always ready when it's time.
Well, it's not even that. It's just if there was $5,000. What if there was just $5,000 at the Arkansas tournament? You would have to make that decision. That decision's being made for all of us right now. There is this much money.
Exactly.
It is gone. And then the money, I guess, that some people potentially have is fucked up because of COVID. Because I imagine the PAL and the WAL would be taking care of those 30 athletes if we wasn't going through this shit. But the fact is I don't know why anyone's training right now except for their personal growth. I mean, there is no incentive.
I tend to disagree, and here's why, right? I think that the very best way, and I say this to everybody when they do send me messages saying, why am I not there? Why am I not the guy? Dan Mosier, right, is actually a pretty good example of this. Dan Mosier is doing a perfect job right now. Because Dan Mosier is kicking the piss out of anything that breathes. At any weight class, everywhere. So I don't care whether you like Dan Mosier, you dislike Dan Mosier.
But tell me the 10 guys. Tell me the 10 best guys you've seen Dan Mosier beat during this stretch.
Yeah, but it's kind of irrelevant what I think, isn't it?
I mean, I'm just telling you that, Corey, that he would not be on this tear if Rob Vigeant was out there.
Mate,
he hasn't pulled Craig Touye. He hasn't pulled Jordan Seals. He hasn't pulled Todd Hutchins. So there's only fucking 10 of them.
Okay.
And he can't pull any of them.
Great point, Travis, and I'm glad you made that because this is the important thing. Does that even matter? Because all I know is that Dan Mosier is the most, I get messaged about Dan Mosier more than probably anybody else. By by dudes that might not know. They don't know arm wrestling. They're just messaging. Have you seen Dan Mosier? Let me send you this clip of Dan Mosier. I'm like, yeah, I've seen Dan Mosier. I know Dan Mosier. Dan Mosier's a bad mother fluffer. I know who he is. But the fact that random dudes from all over the place, from India, from frickin' Saudi Arabia, I'm not making this shit up, send you stuff telling me how good Dan Mosier is, proves one thing. Dan Mosier's doing a great job because everybody's getting to know about Dan Mosier. That's all you got to do. If you're the guy that isn't on the PAL roster, if you're the guy that isn't on the World Arm Wrestling League roster, but you want to be, forget Michael. Michael's friggin' elite. Michael may be the best arm wrestler in the world. Michael doesn't need to prove shit. So don't go out there and compare yourself with Michael Todd or Devon Larratt or Engin or Rob or Travis, guys that are already, they've forged it. They've done that.
Can
if
I ask
you're
you
the
something?
guy that hasn't done that, get out and knock some people over.
The TL event a few weeks ago, do you think that, that would be a good test for Dan?
Yeah, if he would have pulled Todd Hutchings, that would have been a great test.
If he would go there, and then if he would go there and pull, I think that would be the best event for him till now.
Yeah, he could have pulled Craig Touye, no doubt. Yeah,
he did a pretty
But
freaking good job at Mississippi State.
He would have paid airfare to go there to win a trophy. I mean,
yeah.
There was
at
no
some
money?
point,
no money.
No money? Oh.
Yeah, there's no money. I mean,
But he's earned himself money. Engin, think long term. This is the point I keep making.
Yeah.
If everybody, you can't have it both ways, okay? If you're building your brand on social media, you're building your brand on social media. So if you want to get money, if you want to get views, if you want to get on the notoriety book, if you want people to pay attention to you, it's not just going to come and get handed to you. You've got to go out and knock people over.
He's only competing in the tournaments around his state?
yeah, he's competing basically in Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, that area.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing what everyone's doing. I mean, very few people are getting on an airplane and paying for hotel rooms.
I mean, that's an unrealistic expectation in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Why?
You don't have to prove you're great, whatever. You don't have to go chasing, because who knew who was going to be at that tournament, right? We knew Todd and certain people were in super matches. We had no idea who was showing up. With COVID, it could have been 5 people show up to the thing. You don't.
Right.
In my opinion, you don't spend your money to fly across the United States to hope that somebody's going to be there. I mean,
We used to.
Well, it's
we
cold.
all used to.
Be fair,
we all used to. I'm
now
47 years old now. I ain't doing that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, but though he's newer in the sport than we all are. Back in the day, everyone got on a plane just to do exactly what Neil's talking about, which is building a resume.
Circumstances.
Well, he does do that. He does do that twice a year. He's just not doing it every goddamn weekend at unrealistic.
I'm not going to put a mask on my face just to fly across the United States to hopefully pull some people.
Yeah.
No, you're in a different place. You're at a different level.
I know what you're saying, Rob. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate on the fact that he does. Neil's the one who brought up Dan Mosier. Engin did not know that there wasn't money at TAL, so that's why I think he used TAL as an example. It's just.
He did. I mean, he flew to Zloty, which I can't imagine he won any money at Zloty because the plane ticket alone is more than first place even pays. But he did go to Zloty. I mean, he's out there.
He's the TAL event ever to Zloty, right? I mean, Zloty's a life experience for some people. I don't know, man. It's his arguments about nothing. I don't even know where we're going with this. All I know is we all are professional athletes. I hate losing. So I think that the core question was, will I try just as hard for a medal as I will for traditional payout money? Yes. Will I try way harder if there's a win bonus? Absolutely. If you tell me and Travis to meet up, we both get $20,000, we're both going to come in really strong. If 20,000, it's 40 grand, we split it 20-20, we're going to arm wrestle. We're both going to come in strong, but neither one of us will be super, super pissed if we lost because we both made 20 grand, right? Now, if there's 20,000 to get in the room and there's another 50 to win, I might kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may, mess the dude up really bad prior to getting to the table, and then I just get no-show money or something. We're all going to try harder when there's enough money to effectively change your life, right? I mean, whether it's $50,000, whether it's $1 million, I mean, that question is obvious. We're all going to answer it the same way.
I like Fitty.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is,
good number.
You try just as hard if you're a professional. You don't like losing. I mean, now, Travis is an exception because Travis will do stuff sometimes because he's always at arm wrestling. But Travis is not training to be the best arm wrestler in the world right now. Travis is just promoting arm wrestling. Travis makes more money than all of us. And he's not even.
I don't know. I heard Rob's life has changed.
Uh-oh.
Donuts, bro.
Rob.
The world of many donuts. Don't fuck around.
I heard this motherfucker is balling. I heard he's balling.
My point is, you know, Travis is arm wrestling all the time, so at certain times it doesn't matter. Travis takes a loss, right?
How does that not matter, though? How do losses only haunt certain guys? You know, I think based on your social media presence, they go, oh, well, I saw this guy lose under these circumstances when there was a fucking full moon, and it haunts the guy for 10 years. When another guy loses, goes, oh, well, he's not training.
I think it's the person. It's the person.
Exactly.
Losing haunt the person.
It's prejudice.
Exactly.
Just saying, it's prejudice.
It's not. It's Travis is just smarter than 95% of the motherfuckers. And the reason why is because it's all about that brand. And Travis has done a great job of building a great brand. And if you're a Travis Bagent fan, he has given you the best set of tools to tell everybody in the world that he's the man. And he may well be the man. But that's the beauty of it. That complexity, that mystique is the real sweet spot of what Travis has accomplished. Because the selling for Travis's brand is, if there's big money on the line, I'll show up and I'll probably win. And if there's not big money on the line, I'll still show up and allow you to pay me the money, but I'm not that bothered. And if I lose, I'm not bothered. And I didn't train that hard and I could have come better if they'd paid me more money. It's a fucking great idea.
No lose situation.
Good sales.
You just got to check to find out the budget. Where's the budget at? Is the budget in the entertainment? Is the budget in the winning? I mean, fuck, I'll be the janitor on set. If it pays the most, let's go. Yep. And you got to eliminate yourself of what you can't win. So the soon as you don't think you can win, now you definitely got to get a job. That's the thing. Speaking of jobs, I am getting really good at these seminars.
Yeah.
I have not seen one of those yet, but I'd like to see one.
Man, I'm so locked in.
I have a question.
It's a good experience. If you can get to one of the seminars, we are holding one February 20th and 21st in Arkansas. If you can get to any one of the seminars, it's definitely a good experience for especially the new person. But, man, there's a lot of people who've been at this game a long time. Travis is good at teaching what he does. I'm pretty good at teaching what I do. We have a pretty good group of people. It's a great experience. I mean, and they really do work. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
And no one loses. So, like, everybody's happy. Like, it's all fucking,
a little
no one
bird
wants
told me
to compete.
Jeff Hale did a
No
great
one,
job too.
man, Jeff Hale's the man, dude.
Yeah, I got a random guy from the US. Sorry, mate, I actually can't remember the message now. Really, really do apologise. It's a bit embarrassing. But it was a good while back now, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. But he actually wrote to me and he said, I went to this gig. I think it was your show, actually, Travis, or one of the ones. And
if it was a good show, it was mine. If it wasn't that good, it was Michael.
Was amazing. He said, Jeff put on a seminar at this thing and he was awesome. He said, I know why you're such a fan of Jeff. He's super intelligent. He was talking about the difference between the Hellraiser character and Jeff, and he said, oh my God, he shocked the shit out of me. Really, really joined up guy, explained everything perfectly. Super impressed by Jeff. As I say, I haven't seen it, but knowing Jeff, I'm sure that's the case.
If Wild Empire agrees and then give a title, like best guy in the world title, and then Lewan and Michael pulls. Michael, they are gonna say that if you win, you get only the title and the belt. If you lose, you get $10,000.
He's losing. I get 10,000.
I will tell you something. If this was a question to Travis, it was a very easy answer. I know. But for you, I am not sure. Because I know you are very idealistic. You want to hold all the titles, all the belts. I know you are a dreamer as well.
For me, it's a really easy question. I'm going to win the friggin' match. And why? Is it because the 10,000 that you're giving me, I'll make like 10 times over by being the man. Right now, in the current climate of arm wrestling, I go there and I win.
But he understands.
I'm trying to win the match, and if I lose, I'm winking at everybody like I did it on purpose.
No, he really will. He just said, yeah.
Anybody can give right there. But I'm going to try to win, man. I mean, that's the thing. I want that title. I want to be, and it's not even the title. There doesn't have to be a title. I just need to know for myself who's better. Like, no one else has to say shit.
Mike, let me help you. He's gonna fucking kill you. Stay away from that guy, okay? Yeah. Don't do it.
There's a version of me that he doesn't want to get a hold of, I guarantee it. There's a version of me that he does not want to get a hold of. And that guy's coming. I'm telling you, this Dubai thing is my Rocky moment.
Have you spoken to him?
Russia to train.
Has there been?
I'm going to Dubai for no distractions for 14 weeks to be the strongest human I've ever been.
You're a lying piece of shit. You're going to Dubai to blow up your fucking YouTube channel and sell fucking CBD and shit. Nobody gives
also
a
that.
fuck.
There's also that.
Shut the fuck up. But sorry about that. Sorry.
Drop the mic.
Rob could care less about. He'll give a fucking donut. As the guy's having a heart attack, he'll shove a fucking donut down his throat. And you will do the same. You will do the fucking same.
Don't be jealous of my hustle.
Dude, I'm coming up. I'm gonna find out what the fuck you're doing. I'm opening one of these motherfuckers here. Here.
You have no idea.
No.
I'll come down and franchise it for you.
Yes.
Franchise you.
Fucking right, dude. I need that. I mean, yeah. Listen, I feel like if I could do it. We have a lot of similarities when it comes to work ethic, and we don't like to do a whole lot of shit, but if it's profitable, we'll fucking kill it.
With the pig.
Hey, dude, this guy's taking day trips to the beach and shit, just wakes up and says, fuck it. Let's all 8 of us go fucking Disney World. That's real money.
That's nice work if you can get it right there. That is.
Donuts.
There's no reason to not take that.
Okay,
Engin, I've been seeing you online a lot, and I'll tell you, you look terrible, bro. What the fuck, man? Let's go! Let's go! Get some fucking collagen. Haven't you been watching my page? Liquid collagen. It's the new growth hormone, Engin. It's the new growth hormone.
Nothing is helping me. Nothing. I'm done. Just.
Nah, forget about arm wrestling. I'm talking about personal fucking pep. Get some fucking pep in you, bro. I thought you were Crazy George when they first turned the fucking TV on today.
Yeah.
God. Well, I look and feel great. I'm just letting you guys know.
Engin.
Tell him how much you weigh. Tell him how much you weigh, Engin.
97 kilos, yeah.
97 kilos.
Engin, that is fucking disgusting.
It's a big,
yes.
big Engin.
You're actually, my God, that's terrible.
It's a whole lot of Engin.
Hey, I bet you, I wonder if Engin could beat Dan Mosier.
Oh!
It depends. See, if you ask me, I would pull Makarov.
It depends on how much money.
He asked me. I would pull Makarov for free, but for Dan Mosier, I would pull for money.
For $100,000.
Oh.
How much do you need to pull Dan Mosier? Because Dan Mosier pulling some dude for like 10 grand, or am I making that up?
I think that's happening since this is Christmas Day, that happened a couple weeks ago.
And I didn't see it. So
I can't remember who won. I can't fucking remember who won. Yeah.
Just so, because I haven't seen that. Who was that dude anyway?
I don't know, but that dude knows me. I called Michael and I was like, dude, who is this guy? Does this guy really exist? Barry Bourne.
Oh, yeah.
But he has been do you guys know what spamming is? The young people spam each other. Do you know what that means?
I don't know, but it sounds
so.
Fun.
If you go on some Instagram and you like every fucking one of them, it's called spamming. I just figured this out 2 weeks ago. Right. My son said he was getting spammed. I thought he was just getting some virus emails, right? Mm-hmm. So, come to find out, I have been spammed by Barry Bourne. And every one of my Facebook posts for the last 3 weeks has been crushed by Barry Bourne. Comment, like, love, comment. And people thought I was Barry Bourne because there was a little bit of funny business going on there. So, but actually he is a person, and Gary interviewed him, and it was, in my opinion, I've only watched 2 interviews Gary's ever done. One of them on John Dabo and on Barry Bourne. Those two are fucking beautiful fucking pieces. You have to go and see it.
Travis,
am I the only person that watched
Daniel Mosier?
I mean, you know what? Daniel Mosier,
looking like he's
Daniel. I don't. Oh no, I don't know. Engin is fucking no. He's almost out of here. He's only got like.
I'll rephrase that question.
Engin's got 18 more months, and he's done if he doesn't fucking pep up.
Just covered in collagen.
Yeah, you need some fucking collagen, bro.
Does he win then?
CBD it will help my joints. Seriously, I use collagen, but I don't think it is making so much difference, you know.
Engin, it help your skin tone.
All right, buddy. We'll see you in a little bit.
Care about my skin. I better look ugly at the table.
Listen, Engin, you get the boat.
We're gonna get you some collagen, bro.
Yeah. When you get the boat, and you're sailing towards the United States of America with a fucking army of animals on the boat, and your skin looking amazing.
If that Mosier hits me, he will probably re-injure me. But if my pronator and wrist solid enough to take him to my angle and he loses, wrist, then he is mine. But if he hits me after first round, probably I won't pull the next round,
Listen, fuck all that pronator stuff. It's as simple as this. You agree to pull down Mosier, you show up, you get off the boat, people be looking from the shoreline of the United States, and you roll up, and they'll be like,
the fuck is that?
And the guy looks at it and be like,
holy shit, that's Engin. Is that Engin?
And the guy gets his binoculars, he look at it and go, God damn it, that's Engin. He's got like 20 invincible Europeans on a fucking rowing boat. Look at his skin. Collagen.
That's the key.
That's what you need. Michael Todd's on it.
Michael Todd. /monster.
Man, Primal is in Walmart.
Listen. Primal is okay. But there's only one beef jerky out there, and it's Western Survivor.
You got the 2-to-1 on me right here. I'm about to have a whole clan of Primal people.
Hey, Rob, kill yourself right now, Rob.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. We gotta go. We gotta wrap this up.
Let's talk about Rob's shaky arm wrestling career and why he is on this show right now.
Listen, we can start that on the New Year's Day episode of In the Presence of Greatness, but we're going to have to sign off this first show right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's talk about how shaky Rob's arm wrestling career is.
And if you want to know,
shaky my fucking dick. I was beating guys. It took you 10 years to even beat with the daddy training you in the ballroom for 2 decades. I came out of my mama's womb stronger than you were after 2 cycles of training. Your ass right now.
Once again, as we bring the show to a climax, it's just getting good. And we will be back, ladies and gentlemen, on 2 years
Shaky ass CrossFit career.
How shaky.
Big ass CrossFit
Day episode.
Can we please pull Rob's resume before the next show?
Let's pull your resume, motherfucker. I remember
year by year.
Every smoked your ass, and you were crying because you didn't even place in the 5-figure zone, motherfucker. Well, I won.
It's a terrible policy.
You know how many times Jerry sent you home crying?
Don't say fucking Jerry's name. Don't fucking say Jerry's name.
Jerry did beat his ass that time for 15 grand.
That
would have hurt.
Bro,
terrible.
Bro, I fucked up my arm. No, you didn't fuck up your arm. I'm getting your dad to kill you.
The point that Michael made earlier, Engin, about...
Before I get back on this show, Rob needs references. We have to have Rob. We need references.
Listen, motherfucker, I gotta call BioCheck and ask for your references. See what the fuck happened. Let's count my references if we can count the bridges burned along the way.
Oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen,
still fucking rocking.
That was your old costume when you was at 189. You are too big for that fucking costume.
I still make 200 like this. We're good, ready?
All jokes aside, I would like to pull Neil and Rob's resume before the next show.
We can do that.
So we can clarify.
No,
And
you
then
know
I
what?
think
What we can do is
put multiple stars behind guys who have bigger
in the
accomplishments.
last 10 years. Wins and losses.
I think that's a
Last
good
10
idea.
years.
We'll do a resume check when we
Do
come
you
back
not your memory must be bad if you don't watch. You must go to my YouTube channel.
It must be true if it's on your YouTube.
Go to my YouTube channel.
I don't have
Listen, there's only a couple of things you need to know before we come back to the New Year's Day episode, and that's this, right? Okay. Early in
there's one more thing
2021,
you need to know.
Where is Travis's daughter going to live in Istanbul?
that's the first one.
No,
The second one is, yeah, he did say he was going to sign over his daughter to Engin when they had the argument about
Yeah,
it.
what the
Oh no, that slipped in.
I can't believe that I was mistaken on that sequence there.
I can believe that. I can believe
the
it.
mistake because
Man, you were way off, Neil. You had us going to a different city and pulling the semifinals and shit. You was way off. Yeah, you were way off.
What the hell is smoking? I'll tell you what. Listen, we will be picking this up again on New Year's Day, mother fluffers. But just before we sign off, I want to say a massive thank you to Rob Vigeant Jnr., Engin Terzi, Travis the Beast Bagent, Michael Todd. This has been In the Presence of Greatness, and we will be back soon. This is your first visit to Supernatural Strength. Like, share, subscribe, mother fluffers, and until we see you next time, take it easy.